Massachusetts Congressman Stephen Lynch. He has already endorsed Joe Biden for president. There are two other members from Massachusetts, his Massachusetts delegation running, Seth Moulton, Elizabeth Warren, the senator. But you're with the former vice president, Congressman. Thank you for taking a few minutes. I want to dive right into this because we've been talking about this backdrop of the question of electability that seems there with this Biden campaign. You said this week to WGBH up there in Boston, you said we need a candidate who can win Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. You look at the field, you think Biden has the best chance. As a way of setting this up, let me ask it to you this way. When Trump won Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, how much of that do you think was about the issue of trade?
A lot of it. And I think, as some of your other guests have mentioned, Democrats back then during the Clinton campaign, Hillary Clinton campaign, we were talking about GMOs and free-range chicken, and Trump was talking about the millions of jobs that he was going to bring back to the Midwest, and he was going to tear up NAFTA, and that really spoke to those communities who had lost those millions of jobs. So his message was more relevant to the daily lives of those people.
So what I'm wondering is, how does Biden not fall into that same trap you're describing with Hillary Clinton? He was a vote for NAFTA back in 1993. He was part of the administration that negotiated TPP that Trump was out there calling to tear up during the campaign. Wouldn't he be vulnerable to the same attacks?
I don't think so, no. Joe is a known commodity. Look, if anybody's going to get the independents and the centrists, in the moderates, moderate Democrats, moderate Republicans, it's going to be Joe Biden. He's a known commodity. I also think reputationally, I think he's more resilient because people know Joe. So, President Trump has this habit of demonizing or creating nicknames for his opponents like he did in the Republican primary. People know Joe Biden. So whatever story he's trying to spin about Joe Biden, I think it'll be more difficult because people know Joe Biden.
Let me ask you about this, too. His message today was centered on Donald Trump and beating him in the general election. I know there are some Democrats out there. We've been starting to hear these voices who look at those polls right now. They see Biden in first. They see right behind him in second place. In first place, I think in one poll, I saw Bernie Sanders. Do you think Bernie Sanders, if he was nominated by the Democratic Party, do you think he's capable of winning? Is he electable?
Look, he's a wonderful man, but is he going to be able to carry those states that we just mentioned? Is he going to be able to beat President Trump? I tend to think he will not. He will not be successful. So for me, and I think for a lot of Democrats, whether you're talking about the black vote or the environmental wing, the New Green Deal people, there's one unifying purpose, and that is to get rid of President Trump. And that is the number one issue for all Democrats when you talk to them, because if you give them a choice, well, you can vote your issue if it's lower prescription drugs or the New Green Deal or immigration or whatever it is. If you ask them to trade that, but they're going to end up with another 4 years of Donald Trump, they don't buy that.
Well, so what about...
There's a sense of urgency and a sense of purpose that I've never seen before in my time in elected office.
And clearly in that video today that Biden put out, he was trying to capture and channel that sort of broader sense that may be out there among Democratic voters. But he did not take positions in this video today on some of those issues you mentioned. We talk about this. We put the numbers up. The Democratic Party, it's undeniable. It has moved to the left in the last few years. You see, there's now a plurality who call themselves liberals. What is he going to have to say on when he is asked, are you for Medicare for all? Are you for the Green New Deal? Does he have to be for those? Can he be for those and win a general election?
He has already, to my recollection, he has already said he does not support Medicare for all because of the $32 trillion cost, and so that'll have to come out during the during the debates, and I'm sure it will. As well, the New Green Deal, which is right now it's an aspirational document, Democratic Party and for the country.
How liberal do you think the Democratic Party is right now? Let me ask you that. How much pressure is there going to be on all of these candidates, Biden and everybody else from the left, that's going to sort of force them to move toward the left?
Yeah. Well, we have people who are outright, bringing in outright socialist, stronger sense of what socialism means. So, it may come down to a situation where if that wing of the party predominates, people are going to have to decide, what are you afraid of more, Donald Trump or socialism? I'm not sure how that's going to break, to be honest with you. You look around the world, socialism has not done that well, and it would transform the rights and privileges that we have in this country today.
Hello, YouTubers. If you're watching this, it means you've checked out our channel, so thank you. Now do me a favor, subscribe by clicking on that button down there. Click on any of the videos to watch the latest interviews and highlights from MTP Daily and MSNBC. You can get more Meet the Press content every morning in the First Read newsletter. If you're tired of content that you don't know anything about where it came from, you don't have to have that problem with us. NBC News, MSNBC, MTP, and the Meet the Press mindset right here for you on YouTube. Subscribe now.